fighters versus retirement. There's been a lot of discussions going on. Will Volkanovski retire if he loses? Some of it was created by the media and the fans and so on, but some of it was created by him as well. When he had the losses to Makachev, he did mention a few times that he may retire. So that already gives a vibe that you don't want to have. You don't want a fighter going in to a title fight or any fight, to be honest, talking about retirement. I'd rather it be a surprise, to be honest, rather than every second fight mentioning, oh yeah, perhaps this is my last fight. So I'm not too happy to see fighters talk about retirement at all. If we talk about retirement, this isn't basketball, this isn't football, this isn't a game. When in fighting, you're gonna get damaged. The moment you cannot just focus on the fight itself, that you want to be your best self in order to increase your ranking, get a better ranking, get a better payday, or you want to be a champion. The moment you don't focus on just that, on getting better and in order to achieve the top of the division and the top of basically the top of the chain. So the moment you start thinking, it's like, yeah, I could maybe win a few fights. And if I do, maybe I'll get a title shot. And if I do, maybe I'll win the title. Oh yeah. And maybe I will retire after one of these fights that I just mentioned. How does that feel like? It so undermines the sport itself. In basketball, you can be LeBron James and play 20 more years. You will be happy, you will get paid. Nobody's going to let you play unless you deliver some stats. So when you come in and if you're playing for 10 more years, LeBron James, and you're 63 and we wake up to LeBron James coming in with Lakers uniform and all that, and you still scored 3 points in 1 minute, you're good. You didn't ruin the game. Maybe you were a liability on defense, or maybe they let you in on bench time when the score was irrelevant for you to come out. That's fine. Maybe that's the case. You're still valuable. It doesn't really ruin the game itself. So you can keep veterans forever just for the sake of it. And they're not really getting more damage done if they're not playing much. They're not doing much damage to their bodies if they just sit on the bench and get some training and flights and all that, and they get paid and the fans want to see them. So it's not a big deal. But if you're a UFC fighter and you have this idea, oh, I might retire at some point, and I've been contemplating this like Volkanovski did when he lost to Makachev. That's what he was saying. He was drinking and contemplating retirement, and people were also next to him were saying that. And yes, later he denied that he's thinking about it, and he repeated that last week and going into it a few weeks ago. Whatever, he still brought it up himself, and then that will follow him until he's actually retiring. So with basketball, pretty simple. You can keep playing forever. If the coach thinks you're valuable enough to be on the court and he lets you in, you are valuable enough to be on the court. Yeah. If you're put in a title fight, I think you're undervaluing yourself if you're talking about retirement. Both the fans are thinking, okay, if this guy wins the title and retires just like with John Jones, then it's like it just removes the intensity of the fight. And even if you win, just like John Jones or like Alex did now, it's still a problem. It's still an issue that the fans don't really know what's going to happen, and you have the second thought in your head, well, if shit goes south, I can just retire anyway and whatever. So that is, I would say, it's quite a bit of a problem for as of late, mainly because of star retirement and the retirement talks at all times, with John Jones messing up a ton of fights and Poirier just retiring, and talking about Gaethje mentioning, if I don't get title shot, I'm going to retire. So everyone is using that to get some advantage, or more importantly to me, built-in excuse. Yeah, so if you lose the fight, you can say, well, I was considering retirement, and then you can retire, and then you can come back. Or you say, well, I was planning to retire anyway. So if you were planning to retire anyway, why are you fighting for the title? We get it, payday. For a fan that watches the fight, it's really, really, really annoying. It's annoying to use it as a leverage. It's annoying to be not the key focus of the fight, of being how do I do my best, and that's it. That's the goal. Because there is a big difference between you aiming to be the best at the sport that you're doing, say fighting or basketball or football, whatever it is, tennis you're playing. That's one goal. That takes a lot. That takes everything out of you. And retiring, then you're just done. One requires everything, the other requires nothing. And now you have these two conflicting goals going up and down all the time. So I don't really like that. I'm not a fan. It's super annoying when fighters do that. I don't want to hear it at all, ever. It also makes them feel like they're not committed to things, which is also annoying. We don't want not committed fighters. We want them to be committed 100% to the fight. They come in, They're going there to knock somebody out or submit someone and not lay down and retire afterwards. No offense, Derek Lewis. Uh, we want them committed. We want them 100% there. It makes fights less exciting, less intense. There's always a little thing in the backs of everyone's head. Oh yeah, but this guy might retire anyway. Oh, he's close to being submitted. Well, if he gives up and to the submission, did he just give up because he was about to retire anyway? Or that other guy is good? It also undermines the other fighter because he has to live like, oh yeah, I'm fighting an old man that's about to retire. That is quite a bit of a problem. That's my take. I don't think fighters should talk about retirement. If they want to retire, they can get a bad fight, bad matchup, and just go on a high note of beating some unranked person and not ruin their legacy in that way, and don't undermine the fight game. Because the problem isn't just the fighters bringing it up. The problem is that it will get carried over by the media no matter what in all kinds of scenarios and interviews. So it will always be with them. The moment you start talking about it, it's going to haunt you. And then it builds in like, oh, retirement, retirement, retirement. Maybe we'll stay fighting for 3 years, but maybe not. Nobody knows. It's annoying. I don't know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you like these discussions, please subscribe, like the video, comment what you disagree with, and I'll see you next time.